All right, guys, let's talk about Soun SoundHound AI. Woo! I mean, look at this added sound 4:48 yesterday at 10:37 a.m. and a day later it's up almost double. Almost, not quite, not quite. It would have to go to $9, but went up a significant amount. So for those of you still holding, oh boy, I already took my profits. Look, guys, take what the market gives you because with earnings coming up, two things can happen. A, this is just a run up. This move right here could just be the run up. Ooh, I don't like this candle. Yeah, this is just the run up in anticipation of earnings. Then earnings comes out and maybe it drops significantly. Maybe not. Maybe it has a huge gap up. That's the risk you have to take if you're holding this. If you're holding SoundHound AI long term, then you shouldn't be asking, hey, should I sell? You should probably just wait for it to come down cheaper and buy more unless you genuinely believe this is going to explode on earnings. Which earnings? Let's look at earnings. Let's look at previous earnings. Look at this earnings here. It didn't really go anywhere. This earnings didn't really go anywhere. This earnings, all these earnings, you'll notice they kind of don't. Even this earnings, like earnings for SoundHound AI, they're pretty lackluster for the most part. They don't really. Do you see a huge move in share price to either direction? No. Not really. Like they kind of earnings is usually flat for SoundHound. So that's why I'm saying like, hey, especially with this red candle here, there's just a lot of profit taking happening right now, and you can't blame people because anyone who bought under $2 or even under $4, you just made over 50% easily. Who's going to complain about 50%? Some of you who bought under $2, you're up over what 300%. So can you blame people for taking profits? Um, if you're still holding, that's on you, but I highly recommend taking your profits, especially if you're up hundreds of percentages. Do not be upset if it runs up more, obviously. If it, or you can, hey, look, sell some, sell half and then hold the other half and see if on earnings it explodes. I mean, there's so many strategies, right? So many selling strategies that one can use. It's on you. I'm a big fan of, hey, take what the market gives you. If the market's giving you 300%, I'll take it. If it's giving me $500, I'll take it. $500, that's a lot of McDonald's meals if you're cheap like me. That's a lot of gyros, you know what I'm saying? Like, I still eat noodles, I swear. Like, I'll take it. $500 buys a lot of noodles. I'm still stuck in my noodle days. I'm eating noodles right now, that's why I'm saying that. But yeah, it's on you as to how you want to play it. I know some of you have been asking me, should I hold? Should I? Okay, for those of you asking, should I buy right now? Oh no, do not buy. Do not look at this and go, man, now is a buy, right? No, 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 no. We bought down here. I remember telling you guys we're gonna play the breakout if it breaks out. We don't want to buy in this range and then it breaks down and take a loss. Let's wait to see if what direction it goes in. It went in the direction we wanted it to go, which is up. We bought in, and like I said, take your profits. Do not chase. Do not chase. I get it. You're like, oh my god, it's going, it's going. I want to get in. Do not chase. It doesn't work. It does not work. I made a video called the Degenerate series. You can check those out. And in that series, I bought a bunch of penny stocks at the top as an experiment. So I bought the top here at 4.5, and look where it is now, just absolutely dumping. Yes, I took the loss. I only put in $100 because obviously it's an experiment, and I wanted to show people in the Degenerate series that chasing stocks is never worth it. I chased the top here at double 0007 on this penny stock. Guess what happened? Oh boy, did it dump! It's never worth it to chase. It doesn't matter if it's a penny stock. It doesn't matter if it's Nvidia. It doesn't matter what it is. Never, ever, 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 ever chase. Never FOMO. Let it come down nice and cheap. If this has bad earnings, if earnings just doesn't, people don't like it, or if it just doesn't go anywhere, because that's been its history. One, two, three, four, five, six. This has had like what 7 earnings, and it's never had like a huge gap up or huge gap down. It kind of just goes nowhere. Personally, I'm gonna get back in when it gets cheap again, but that's going to depend on how it goes with earnings. So for those of you who want to FOMO, please, please, please have some restraint. Like it's okay. There's always going to be more, opportunities. Like, be patient. I had to be patient when SoundHound was up here at 240. I had to be patient and wait for it to come down under $2 because that was my price target. I was like, hey guys, this is a buy if it goes under $2, which it did, and we bought in, and then we had this huge run up. So better to buy bottoms is the point. Never buy tops. If you buy tops like this, you end up holding a fat bag as it comes down lower. So just don't FOMO, because I know some of you. I know some of you probably laughing like those. There's people that buy the top. Yeah, there's people that buy your shares that you're selling for a profit, and they're buying it at the top, and then as it goes down, they complain and cry like, "Oh my God, I don't understand." And then they start blaming the company or anyone else but themselves for buying the top. Like, come on, it's the top. Why are you buying the top? Do not buy the top. That is it for the video, guys. I just want to make sure because I keep getting questions and I'm like, oh man, why would you want to buy the top? Yeah, we have earnings on the 29th. So 2 days from now, this week on Thursday. Most people don't want to hold through earnings, so they sell, especially after a big run up like this. I mean, look at this huge gap. That's not even an earnings gap. That's not even an earnings gap. That's just a gap. That's just a regular old gap. There's never been an earnings gap that big or a gap at all by the looks of it. So again, we took advantage of the AI hype around this, Nvidia investing in it. Let's wait to see what happens after the hype dies down. And then we can buy back in nice and cheap when no one wants it, kind of like back here when no one wants it. Down here, we'll buy it nice and cheap, and then the next cycle will happen and it'll go back up, and people get excited again, and the cycle repeats itself. That's just how it is. So do not buy the top. If you bought the top here, I feel sorry for you. You probably should have waited a couple of hours to watch this video. But hopefully, hopefully you all banked. I've been calling this one since the Nvidia investment. I was like, hey, I mean, I did not expect that. No one could have seen that coming, but I was playing the technicals. I was like, hey, it's down here nice and cheap. It's an AI stock. No one wants it right now down here under $2. I'm buying it. And I know some of you bought it down here too. Some of you bought it cheaper than me at 150, 160. And, pat yourself on the back because you're smarter than most. Because most people, they chase tops. That's what they do. The fact that people ask me that question, is it a buy now? Does it look like a buy up here? This huge red candle? That's not a buy. That's your sell signal, if anything. All right, guys. Hopefully you like my videos. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I will see you in the next SoundHound.